I'm your host, Marno, and joining us today is my friend Kevin, who is sharing his snack, Break and Bake Cookies. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Hi, Michelle. I'm great. I'm so excited to finally be talking about cookies with you because it's been long
This has
awaited.
been months in discussion for us to
Mm,
finally have this episode. Thank you for coming back.
of course, always
Listeners,
happy to be here.
snackers, make sure you go back and listen. What was our first one?
First one was chips,
Honey Dijon kettle
kettle
chips.
chips.
And then we did boba, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So, snackers, if you haven't listened to those, you gotta. They're primo episodes.
Thanks, Michelle. They're some of my favorite to do. You know, the best podcast episodes I've ever recorded. Out of the two that I've ever done, those are the best two.
Well, maybe this one will beat them. We gotta have a ranking of.
Yeah, it'll be a top three. We'll have to put it on like those tier where it's like S tier, A tier, B tier.
Oh my gosh. Well, for those snackers who have yet to listen to your episodes, we've gotta know the most important question here at Snack Time. Are you a salty or sweet snacker? Because based off of, you've had chips, you've had boba, now we're doing cookies. We've got kind of a mix.
So, if you haven't listened to the last episode, well, the first time you didn't ask me because that question wasn't a thing yet.
Snack Time has evolved so much. This is now
Such
going to be
evolution.
the 32nd episode, I believe, this
Oh,
one.
wow.
So we've gone through
That's
some
amazing.
different times.
Damn. Well, yeah. So, to answer the question, I am a salty and sweet snacker. I'm what you would say versatile.
Verse queen.
Yeah, we love a verse queen, but I love a salty and sweet. Like even the honey Dijon chips that I did in my first episode, like those are salty and sweet. And then boba is obviously sweet, but like as a Filipino person, a lot of our food is very salty and sweet. So, tocino, longanisa, sweet longanisa, it's all there. So,
Salty,
even
sweet,
cookies.
sour.
Cookies taste great if you add some salt in there, like a salted caramel kind of situation, or like peanut butter cookies with flaky salt on top. Delicious.
I feel like a lot of the sweet things that I like tend to have a little saltiness in them.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be, as the chefs on the YouTube say, too sweet. Or desserts are best when, this isn't too sweet.
Do you feel like you tend towards a salty that has sweet or a sweet that has salty? Like, are you more of the honey Dijon chip where it's like primarily salty but like a little sweet, or a cookie with a little salted,
I mean, I will say that I'll generally go for, I don't know, it's such a spectrum. I'll generally go for a salty that has a little bit of sweet first as a snack. But, when it comes to desserts aren't snacks, those are desserts. And I will have a sweet thing, even if that's the case,
Well, I respect your opinion that desserts are desserts and snacks are snacks. But here at Snack Time, we
100%.
accept all snacking tendencies, I guess.
Yeah.
Opinions.
I mean, we're doing cookies right now, and those could be seen as desserts or snacks. And like, again, a lot of desserts could be seen as snacks, but like for desserts, I'll go like sweet sometimes.
Yeah.
But then also for snacks and meals, I'll sometimes go salt. So
yeah, and sometimes you're having a snack and it's a two-parter, and it's a salt and then a sweet, and it's like the dessert part of your snack. So
we're just balanced people, like sometimes I want like a scoop of ice cream, and then afterwards, to just balance it out, I want a handful of chips. Not at the same time, but maybe like half an hour later.
Yeah, your palate has to have all the flavors. We want it all.
Yeah, we want it all, like Sharpay Evans from High School Musical 2. No, 3. Is that? No, that's the first one. That's the first one that she says that, right? I want it.
The favorite. Wait.
No, that's the second one.
World, nothing less.
It's the pool. She's in the pool. It's High School Musical 2.
My brain is just like, what is... Okay, that's the pool one where she's
I think so.
like towels imported from
From
Turkey.
Turkey imported from Maine.
Oh, Maine.
I think it was
Wait.
Maine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
Want It All?
I'm just gonna Google it real quick. Give me 2 seconds.
Literally, you need to. What are all of Sharpay's songs in the High School Musical series franchise? I need to know that.
Sharpay
what is the one
Evans
in the third
songs.
movie? The third movie, might be my favorite, actually.
Oh no! I Want It All is... Wait, where is that?
In the third movie?
The second one is Fabulous.
I want fabulous.
Simple request.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking that I Want It All might be the third one.
And that's when she, okay, is that the song where they're getting ready for prom?
Yes, I Want It All is in the third one. Wow, we're bad stans. I mean, I'm not a High School Musical stan per se.
I definitely was back in the day before
stan 100%.
was even a term.
I mean, how could we not? Like, the High School Musical 3, the graduation movie came out when, the year I was graduating.
True.
So,
emotional.
It was happening.
Parlay
Same with Toy
Justin,
Story 3 when he was going off to college. Same thing for me.
Yeah, and then the 7th Harry Potter movie came out when I graduated the next year.
Yeah.
It's there was a lot.
They were making content for us specifically, and you know what? That's what makes us better than Gen Z. Sorry.
Yeah, they get High School Musical, the musical, the series.
The series, the podcast, and the revolution.
Okay, though, High School Musical, the first movie, it came out, I think, was it 7th grade or 8th grade for me? Do you remember what year it came out for you?
I'm pretty sure it came out, freshman year.
Okay, so it was probably my 8th grade. But I remember hearing about it and being so goddamn excited and not knowing really anything other than the songs that they had released. I think I bought the album before the movie even came out, and I had a party. I think this was before we actually hung out and we just kind of knew of each other and always were in school together. But I had a party at a viewing party and made everyone sit down and watch.
That's incredible.
With me. And they had all those commercials in between where you learned the dances. And I made my friends get up and do the fucking basketball forward side to side movement. Get your head in the game. You gotta get your
head in the game.
I was so into High School Musical.
As we should. We were musical theater kids approaching high school age at that time. It was January 26th or 2016. That was I'm pretty sure it was my freshman year in your
2016?
No, 2006. Sorry.
Oh.
Did I say 2016? I was wrong. 2006.
Yes. Okay, so oh my god, and it came out in January? It was
January.
Did I make
2006.
that my birthday party?
Probably.
That might have been my birthday party. I might have been that extra. And then
it came out on my birthday in 2006.
Okay. So yeah, that was 7th grade for me, and then my 8th grade birthday party. Okay, I'm just always not to be I like things before they're popular. But I made people do that. I mean, eventually everyone loved it. But then in 8th grade, I was super into the Gossip Girl book series. The show hadn't come out yet, but I was obsessed with the book series. I loved that it had little pages that looked like it was a blog. I just loved everything about it. And so for
I remember that
grade,
period of time.
Yeah, my 8th grade birthday party, I on fucking probably Microsoft Word recreated one of the blog pages from the Gossip Girl book and tried to do graphic design and
graphic design is your passion, Michelle.
Graphic design and copywriting is apparently my passion, because I also tried to make it sound like how they wrote Gossip Girl's voice in the
XOXO.
XOXO.
Michelle Arno.
I might have just said Gossip Girl, and pretended oh, Gossip Girl's sending out my birthday party invitations. But everyone was
that.
I don't even know if anyone had read the books, But they were like, what the fuck is this? Like,
You are
what?
a visionary, you know? That's Aquarius, the
Like,
revolution.
I mean, and then the show came out and I was like, dang it, like now everyone understands. And like at my birthday party, I got like sparkling apple cider with like champagne glasses and made like a fucking tower. I made
Oh my
everyone dress up and like
gosh.
wear headbands. Like,
We love that. We love that.
just
How did
the
we even
most
get here?
extra. High School Musical. We want it all. Salty
We
and
want it all.
sweet.
Salty and sweet.
Salty and sweet. And also, in the case of Break and Bake cookies,
Mhm.
do we want all of the different brands? Because a lot of different brands make Break and Bake. So we've got to discuss. I feel like I usually buy Pillsbury.
That's the blue one, right? Yeah.
I mean, it just has a little doughboy on it. But Nestle
Yeah.
is also very popular for Break and Bake. So what brand do you usually go
Yes. I usually go for the Pillsbury one with the little doughboy because, you know, you want to poke his little tummy and have
Right?
him go,
Okay.
"Woohoo."
Is that like the main reason you get it? Because I've got to
No.
be honest. Like, cute packaging, I'm like, okay, like, you got me. Because I don't know if I have like a knowledge of like the comparison between them because I don't buy them very often. But
Yeah,
you seem
so
to be
I
more of a
actually haven't had the
connoisseur.
Nestle one in a while. The reason I get the Pillsbury one is because the Pillsbury one is made with Hershey's chocolate chips. And so it's made with like milk chocolate Hershey's chocolate chips. Like it has the Hershey's logo on the package.
Okay.
So that's I find that Nestle's semi-sweet chocolate chips aren't sweet enough for me.
Oh, so when he
Because
wants
like I'm a
sweet, he
milk
wants
chocolate
really
boy.
sweet. Oh, you okay? So you like
Yeah.
milk chocolate
I
over
am
like
a
a
milk
semi-sweet
chocolate.
or a dark?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even
And
though
then
my
you
boyfriend Mike says that dark chocolate, I need to grow up and just appreciate dark chocolate, which, you know.
grow up,
That being said, I do
Kevin.
make I make a really good dark chocolate brownie and it is
Ooh.
beautiful.
From
So,
scratch?
From scratch, babes.
Oh, wow. Yum, yum. And then what brand of chocolate
Yeah,
do
it has
you
a
use for
fuck ton of
that?
sugar in it.
To counterbalance.
I use like a 50 or 60% dark chocolate. I've tried it with a 70% and it was good also, but it's harder to find that. So I usually if I can't find the other ones, I'll use a 50% dark chocolate, like 50% cacao dark chocolate chip situation, because those are the ones that are easily accessible. But if I can like find like real good like 70% dark chocolate or 60, those also taste delish.
And then, so do you reach for a Hershey's in that case?
No, because they don't really have like chocolate chips in that.
Oh, okay. So what
Or
brand do you
for Hershey's.
get?
Oh, maybe it is Hershey's. I don't know. I think it's Nestle. Nestle Chip-Its.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so you...
But I might be misremembering.
I mean, whatever. But you brought up the fact, like, with the Break and Bakes, the chocolate. So do you usually go for a chocolate chip? Because they also have the sugar cookie kind. They have different flavors.
I usually go for the chocolate chip just because, you know, those ones that are like for the holidays and they have like the little images.
Yeah.
Totally cute. I always think that I'm going to like them. And then they're kind of bland to me.
That's kind of what I like about them, though.
That's fine.
Yeah. What I really like, so I actually, the kid I was nannying, like, during Christmas time, we decorated Christmas cookies and we used just, like, the regular sugar cookie Break and Bake.
Yeah.
But they were, like, so good with frosting on them. So but like the ones with the little images, like you don't want to frost them because
But if you use frosting
cute.
and like outline the cute image,
yeah, that's true.
But you need like a steady hand.
Yeah, not really for like a 5-year-old kid to do. Let's be honest.
If you can make like a frosting dip.
Yes, I've never done that, but I've seen that on the internet.
Maybe.
Do you do a frosting dip sometimes?
I don't. I do a milk dip every time.
A milk
A good old whole milk, lactose free, milk dip
Oh yeah, so we discussed in our boba episode like our milk
preferences. So if you
preferences.
wanna know our milk preferences, go back to that episode because we're not gonna go over it again.
We're dipping cookies and we're not talking about what we're dipping them into.
You'll have to go over there.
Okay, so your favorite brand is Pillsbury because they've got the Hershey's milk chocolate, and then for the flavor, you're going
Chocolate
for
chip.
the chocolate chip, milk chocolate chip. So for dipping though, you kind of, well, I guess you could dip either a crunchy or a soft or whatever you want, but what is your ideal texture? And then since you're baking it yourself, that's kind of the beauty of cookies that you bake yourself. You can, you know, have them on the softer side, the crunchier side, a little in between. Also now, I don't know if Nestle Toll House does this, but I know Pillsbury does. They use pasteurized eggs, so you can technically eat their dough raw, and it says like ready, safe to eat raw. Which
So I actually
still can't because I can't have.
Oh, because you have
but...
allergies.
But
I
people...
actually over the holidays I tried the their pumpkin cookies. I think it was pumpkin white chocolate.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think they were Pillsbury, but they were the safe to eat raw ones. I had a nibble of them raw, but I love me a baked cookie that's like warm. So I made sure to just bake them. Yeah. I personally like raw brownie batter better than cookie batter or cookie dough, I guess. But I do love a cookie dough ice cream kind of situation. So.
Yeah. Yeah, for cookie dough ice cream, because I eat that. And it's like doesn't irritate me. I wonder if
it's made without eggs, because like they have things where like you can make a cookie dough dip kind of situation that has no eggs in it.
Well, and there's like vegan cookies, I guess.
Yeah. So. Well, back to your question. We always get derailed.
I mean, there's so much to talk about.
So much to talk about. Cookies are such a broad. It's also my fault for always picking broad topics like chips, cookies, but break and bake cookies specifically. I love a chewy center with a crisp outer edge or a crisp bottom.
Again,
but like
best crisp bottom.
Better than a soggy bottom. But yeah, best of both worlds. I want it all. Like we are balanced people. So what you make a good point with the cooking times, because I find that a lot of times people, when they bake cookies at home, they'll like look, the timer will go off and they'll look at the cookie and they'll be like, oh, it doesn't look done yet, let's leave them in, and then the bottom gets like burnt and tough and hard, right?
Because they don't let the cookies rest.
Yeah, well the thing is, like, they wait until in the oven the cookies have fallen. But you gotta pull the cookies when they're still puffy, and then they fall while they're cooling down, and that way the bottom doesn't burn. And then you get a nice burn. And if you let them cool down on the tray, you get that nice crisp bottom without it being tough and crunchy.
Exactly.
That's how you do it. And then the top is still pillowy. Yes. It continues to cook, and the top is still pillowy and soft, and it takes milk like a dream. It's beautiful. But yeah.
So do you, usually on cooking directions, it gives you, you know, like maybe a 5-minute, like it'll be like 20 to 25 minutes or whatever. Do you find yourself usually leaving them in for until the 25, or do you take them out like right at 20? I mean, I guess ovens depend as well, like altitude and everything changes, you know, how things cook, but where do you usually fall on that range?
I usually fall on the lower side because I know that the bottoms will crisp up to the texture I want on the hot tray when I pull them out. So I usually set a timer for the lowest time that they offer. So like if it's like a 10 to 15 minutes kind of situation, I'll set a timer for 10. And then if it doesn't look puffed up enough or like it doesn't look ready, I'll leave it in for like a minute longer, but I never go to the full 15. That's how you get a crispy bottom, or like a tough, like gross burnt bottom. And it's like that, you don't want a burnt bottom.
It's just sad.
Yeah, and then the burnt cookies don't take milk very well. The milk kind of just like goes right through them, and you can try to use
Water off
milk
a
to
duck's
soften them
back.
up, and it don't work. They taste bitter and gross, and you lose all the sweetness. It's disgusting,
Yeah.
in my
I feel like
opinion.
especially with a chocolate chip, because when the chocolate burns, it's not a fun time. I feel like
Hmm.
with a sugar cookie, you can kind of maybe get away with it a little bit more, especially if you're putting frosting and
Yeah.
like, it's going to kind of hide that. But yeah, you got to just watch. I feel like you got to like keep that oven
Yeah.
light on,
That's
watch
why
your
it's good to always
babies.
do the lower side of the time range,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just watch from there.
Right.
But I will
Totally.
say my favorite part about having break and bake cookies specifically, and why I don't like, well, I guess you could do this with like a big tub of dough,
Mm-hmm.
but like I like that you can make like one or two cookies at a time. So like if
Mm-hmm.
I just want something small and sweet, I will literally only break off two of them or four of them, and then usually two, and then I'll just bake them. And if you have a toaster oven, which I don't hear, like I turn on my entire oven, but if you have a toaster oven, you don't use as much electricity, good for the
Mm-hmm.
environment or whatever, and you can just bake two cookies off, and it's brilliant. So
Such a good idea. So, yeah, like something that I was thinking of with break and bake and like the evolution, at least for me, going towards more of a break and bake than like a log. Remember
mm-hmm,
those? I mean, they still sell them, those logs of cookie dough where you slice it yourself.
mm-hmm,
It is obviously messier. You have to like be more precise because you actually have to like measure out the cookies. And then, yeah, there's the part of it where with the break and bake you can just make a few, but with
mm-hmm.
the logs it's kind of like it kind
That
of becomes
packaging
like a
does not hold up.
mess. It does not hold up. You have to like get a bag. It's just like a whole other
Yeah.
thing. But I do miss the days of like the logs that had like the little faces on them because something was so satisfying about like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, there's a little face, there's a little face, there's a little face.
You like slice them up and see a new little face every time.
Yeah, but I mean the break and bake technology is
The
just
tech.
the fact that you break them apart and they're kind of squares, but then they bake into circles. What? How does that like how does that science work? Why doesn't it bake into a square? Like how does it become a perfect circle?
I do not know, Michelle. I'm not a scientist, but that
But
is true. That is true. I never thought about that.
I think about it every time cuz I'm like they're little squares, but then you bake them and they're circles and they're perfect. Like
You know
they
what?
have it down to an
They
exact
just they just got that
science.
down.
They've got it down. So I've done a few of these episodes now where I read some articles, and I've done some where I read it before and some where I kind of just like get the gist and then like actually I'm able to react for the first time to them. And I
We
think
love a
that's
good
more
skim.
I, I I feel like that's more fun if I like have my actual first reaction while we're recording.
Yeah. I love that.
So
That's my favorite part when you're reading your articles. You're like, oh, I didn't know that.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you enjoy. So I have from Mental Floss, top tier
Mm.
journalism here. 10 facts you might not know about Pillsbury. And then I have 10
Mm.
things you need to know before eating Toll House cookie dough.
Oh.
So we can kind
Are
of
they
have a
good things?
compare. I don't know. So we'll find out.
Oh yeah, you
Maybe
didn't skim.
maybe this will give us more information on like what we should reach
To
for the next
compare.
time we're at the store.
True, true, true.
So 10 facts you might not know about Pillsbury. And this is just the company in general, but
Okay.
they make the break and bake. Offering everything from cake mix to crescent rolls to pizza crust, Pillsbury has been a household name since the 1950s, though the company is much, much older.
Mm.
Fact number 1. In 1869, founder Charles Pillsbury moved to Minneapolis to start his flour business. 6 years after graduating from Dartmouth? Dartmouth?
I think it's Dartmouth.
Forever mispronouncing things. Charles Pillsbury moved to Minneapolis. Oh no, here it goes. Working in his uncle's flour mill, Pillsbury realized that he could make the flour milling process more efficient by using steel rollers rather than burr stones to mill the grain into flour.
Mm-hmm.
In 1872, he convinced his uncle and his father to join his company, which he called Charles A. Pillsbury & Co. Within 10 years, business had boomed, and Pillsbury's mill was the largest in the world. The company was sold and diversified a couple of times, but after Charles Pillsbury died in 1899, leadership and management positions stayed within the family through his son, Charles S. Pillsbury, and grandson, Philip. This is an old company.
Yeah, 100%.
The Pillsbury Empire.
I also didn't realize that they were originally like a flour company. Does Pillsbury make flour now? Or like still?
Know.
I've never seen Pillsbury flour.
I've never either. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe.
Number 2, Pillsbury's famous bake-off contest started in 1949. Theodora Smallfield won $50,000 in the first Pillsbury bake-off contest in 1949. That's kind of $50,000 is a lot for then.
Back then, that's like $1 million. Like, I would love to win $50,000 now, but like,
yeah,
Pillsbury was rolling in it, I guess.
Rolling in the dough.
Yeah.
I guess if you're a
maybe
dough
that's
company,
where it comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smallfield wrapped a tea towel around the dough to make her no-knead water-rising twists. The first contest was a big deal. Eleanor Roosevelt handed out the awards at New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Wow, bringing it back to Gossip Girl.
Wow.
Full circle.
That's why we brought it up in the first place.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah,
The contest happened every year until 1976, when its frequency changed to once every 2 years. Fast forward to the most recent bake-off contest in 2014. Okay, so this article is a little old.
That's fine.
When Virginia's Beth Royals won $1 million for her recipe for peanutty pie crust clusters. Wow. So they're still handing out that dough.
Damn. That's more money than like a lot of reality shows give away.
Yeah. More than Drag Race.
Yeah, 100%.
$100,000. Right?
Would it be 100% more money? It's like 1,000 more percent money.
Yeah.
Because 100% more money would be doubled, right? So that'd be $200,000. So if you times it by 1,000%, I think. I don't know.
You're doing math. You're choosing to do math right now.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Let's just say it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of fucking money.
Okay, number 3. The Pillsbury Dough Boy has a name. In 1965, the Leo Burnett Advertising Agency in Chicago came up with the Pillsbury Dough Boy character.
Wait, before you read his name, can I guess it?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Philip off of the grandchild.
Ooh, that
Philip
is...
Pillsbury Dough Boy.
That's a good guess, but I'm sorry you're going to be disappointed.
Wrong. Oh, no. Okay, go.
I wish it was that. They came up with the Pillsbury Dough Boy character for an advertising campaign for the company's refrigerated dough. So, boom.
Break and bake.
The first evolution of what we now have as break and bake. The ad agency had previously come up with Pillsbury's catchy jingle. What is their jingle?
I don't know. The only jingle I know is the...
Creative director Rudy Purs, I added an extra in there, just Purs, named the character Poppin' Fresh to convey the dough's freshness. How is that a name? That's not a name. Poppin'
One, that's
Fresh.
not a name, but also ahead of its time. This boy's name is Poppin' Fresh.
I mean, I guess if the Pillsbury Dough Boy was like a rapper, then sure, Poppin' Fresh. But like, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Poppin'
Poppin'
Fresh.
Fresh. Oh my god. And then like the drag queen just comes out as the Pillsbury Dough Boy.
Yeah, and then you poke them in the tummy and they go,
Oh my god.
oh no.
Well, number 4, the Doughboy has appeared in hundreds of commercials worldwide with his chubby white body and trademarked hoo-hoo giggle.
We love
Poppin'
it.
Fresh is an immediately recognizable brand mascot who has starred in more than 600 different Pillsbury commercials since 1965. When they first began shooting ads with him, the stop motion animation required 5 bodies and 15 different heads. A 30-second television spot required 720 photographs, or 24 pictures per second.
Wait, I totally forgot that they would do like stop motion with this character.
I don't think I really even like recognize that in my brain, like, because they probably stopped doing stop motion when we were kids and probably switched to like digital.
But was
animation.
CG that good when we were like kids?
Well, Toy Story started it, kind of.
That's
so
true,
by
that's
the time
true.
we were like maybe middle school aged, it had become like, I feel like once Shrek came out, that's when like a lot of those like really cheap CGI like animated
Shrek brought about the CGI revolution.
I feel like it did. That's when we first started seeing like crappy versions of that.
Yeah,
like, it started
that's
with
fair.
Toy Story, and it was like, wow, like
Cutting
art.
edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Kool-Aid Man and Gushers. Remember those strawberry heads like on Gushers?
Strawberry heads.
We're gonna have to come back and do Gushers.
Yeah, I haven't had a Gusher. I don't even since like elementary school.
Yeah, same. It's been a while.
Gush. Are they even still a thing? I don't know if I've
think
seen them
so.
in stores.
I feel like I've seen them at stores, but I just never buy them because, I am an adult.
I like avert my eyes when I walk past the fruit snacks. I'm like, I shouldn't buy these, but I'm gonna see them and really want them.
Sometimes you just want fruit gummy.
Sometimes you want a fruit gummy or like a fruit by the foot or a fruit roll up. Remember? Okay, so we were in daycare together, dear snacker listener.
Yes.
Do you remember when they would give us fruit roll ups at like snack time in daycare, and people would wrap it around their thumbs and then like fucking suck on it?
Yes, I remember that. That was one, disgusting, because if you know kids now, or like if you are an adult who has experience with kids, jam hands, disgusting. Kids' hands are always sticky, covered in dirt.
Playground.
Yes,
yeah,
100%.
covered in
and
dirt.
Those people would literally, us as children would have this fruit by the foot or fruit roll up like merged onto our thumb, and then we would still be playing on the playground, like touching everything. We're disgusting, especially now in like the age of the panorama.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild. Like
the Pundasol.
The things we used to do before the Pundasol happened.
Okay, well, not to be like, but I was always like a very germaphobe type of kid because my parents are like that. So I don't remember if I ever stuck it on my thumb, but I probably like just watched kids like having so much fun sucking on their fucking fruit roll up thumb and just being like, I wish I could be that carefree as like a 6-year-old. Like, I must keep my hands clean and eat it normally. But I would love when it had like the perforation. I would like tear it apart.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I will say that I did the thumb thing a few times, but I'm a little impatient, and I'm the type of person who like I will eat something faster just because I'm tired of holding it. And I don't want to put it down. So like,
as a kid,
when like people would be like sucking on the thumb thing, like I would literally just bite into it. I'm pretty sure I've bitten onto my like skin thumb sometimes because I'm like, ouch, because I was just biting the freaking fruit by the foot. But yeah, I'm impatient, but I could never do like the just licking situation.
Number 5 on this list kind of relates because it's about kids, kind of. Number 5, Pillsbury appealed to kids and adults with powdered drink mixes and baking products. In
Drink mixes.
1955, Pillsbury released boxes of brownie mix and frosting mix, which appealed to amateur home cooks who could use the packaged mixes to save time and hassle in the kitchen. In 1964, Pillsbury started selling cans of spreadable wet frosting, as well as funny face drink mix, meant to compete with Kool-Aid's powdered drink mixes.
Wow, they did not compete at all. I do not know what those
R.I.P. funny face drink mix.
Funny face drink mix. But you know, they cornered the market on wet frosting.
It goes on to say, unfortunately, a couple of the names and packaging of the powdered drink mix with flavors such as loudmouth lime, goofy grape, and rootin' tootin' raspberry were highly offense. But Pillsbury eventually renamed Chinese cherry to Choo Choo cherry and Injun orange to Jolly Ollie orange. Of course we had to have racism.
Yeah,
I mean, their mascot is a doughy white boy. This was in 1964.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least they changed it.
Yeah, you know, they were aware at least. You know, some sports teams have still yet to change.
Teams yet?
Yep.
That stupid thing from the Super Bowl where it was like the Chiefs and then right above it it says end racism. Like, what is this? End racism. Chiefs. Like, what the how do you think this is okay?
You know, Pillsbury, they were a little ahead of their time.
Yeah, changing that shit.
Number 6, not every product was a hit. In 1966, Pillsbury introduced a powdered drink mix called Moo Juice, which made a milkshake when you added milk to it and shook. Moo Juice came in chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate malt, but it reportedly made a watery milkshake that didn't taste as good as other powdered dessert drinks on the market.
That's because people probably mixed it with water. You got to mix that shit with milk, friends. It's a milkshake.
People are nasty. By 1970, Pillsbury stopped producing and selling Moo Juice. It kind of sounds like it was just like chocolate milk mix.
Yeah.
Like
real quick,
milk.
do you do hot chocolate with water or milk?
So it depends. Like, there's some of them that do have like a creamy enough consistency that I'll do water. But my preferred way would be to use milk, so it's creamier.
Yeah, I always grew up doing milk, and then I didn't find out people used water until high school.
Yeah, I feel like water only works with like the Nestle hot chocolate mix.
Yeah.
But then like with milk, you have to use like, if you use like chocolate syrup with milk.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But in high school, we were prepping for a Christmas party or something, and whoever house we were at was like, hey, can you get the hot chocolate started? Just put some water on the stove and then put the drinks mix in. I was like, water? Hot chocolate is made with milk, not water. What the fuck? But yeah, I was I was a teenager when I found that out, that people used water. What?
Yeah.
But yeah, Moo milk, obviously going to be a watery milkshake if you're using water. It's
I wonder if that was like the main reason why it didn't take off.
100%. Common sense ain't common.
Pillsbury, sorry, they did you dirty.
Yeah.
7, Pillsbury scientists developed the first solid food eaten in space. Okay, truly revolutionary.
Okay, kings.
In the 1960s, Pillsbury's food scientist Dr. Howard Bauman developed edible cubes for astronauts to eat in space. In 1962, astronaut Scott Carpenter became the first person to eat solid food in space when he ate these small cubes of figs, chocolates, dates, and high-protein cereals aboard the Aurora 7. In the 1970s and 1980s, Pillsbury marketed space food sticks for the non-astronaut public. They sold them as a fun snack that provided energy in the form of carbohydrates and protein, and the sticks came in flavors such as chocolate, peanut butter, mint, orange, and caramel. Huh.
That's cool. I like thinking of the general public as the non-astronaut public. I'm part of the non-astronaut public.
Oh my gosh. Number 8. Pillsbury once owned Burger King and Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, damn.
In 1967, the Pillsbury Company acquired the then 13-year-old Burger King chain for $18 million, and in 1983, it bought premium ice cream brand, I'm struggling, Haagen-Dazs directly from Reuben Mattis, the company's founder. But after a series of acquisitions, most recently General Mills acquired Pillsbury in 2000, Pillsbury no longer exercises direct control as the parent company over either Burger King or Haagen-Dazs.
Damn.
Wow, General Mills just taking over. Monopolies.
Conglomerates.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, the Pillsbury Dough Boy has his own doughy family. In the early 1970s.
Are they all called the Pop and Fresh family?
We'll see. In the early 1970s, Pillsbury introduced a Pop and Fresh doll. Oh, I've definitely seen like a plastic doll before.
Yeah.
The doll became so popular that Pop and Fresh's entire family also became dolls. According to his backstory, his family consisted of a wife, Poppy Fresh, also called the Pillsbury Dough Girl. Their kids...
Okay, so that is the drag queen name, Poppy Fresh.
Yes. Their kids, Popper and Bun Bun. Okay, I kind of love Bun Bun.
Those are cute, but they also scream gay sex. Poppers and Bun Bun, okay.
His dog, Flapjack. And
cute.
Biscuit. That's really
Those are cute. I love cats named after food. Mm-hmm. I have a friend whose cat's name is just Egg.
Oh, I love
Egg.
As well as grandparents, Grandmommer and Grandpopper. Okay, Grandmommer is just lazy.
Yeah, that is lazy.
And an Uncle Rolly.
Okay. Wow, they gave him that family. That was a big fam.
In a 1991 commercial for Pillsbury Crescent Rolls, Poppin' Fresh's unnamed mother appears, but we only see her arms as she serves him the rolls. Collectors still buy and sell Pillsbury dolls today. Oh,
Wait, isn't the grandma the mom?
I guess it's his grandparents.
That makes no sense. Where are his parents? they name his grandma and grandpa and his children, but not his parents. I think he's the parent in this equation.
Maybe
they're just
mental
missing
floss
generation.
Is like not well.
I blame Pillsbury.
The family tree of Pillsbury Dough Boy needs to be better represented, I think. So we understand.
What is the canon?
The Pillsbury Cinematic Universe.
Yes. Cinematic.
Cinematic.
The PCU.
Okay. Not the PCU. Okay, number 10. A few famous actors had early roles starring alongside the Doughboy. That's not that fun to be number 10. What? Come on. Michael Cera landed his first gig with a speaking part when he created a giant cookie dough monster in the 90s commercial.
But was that his first big break?
I guess his first speaking part, yeah.
That's cool.
Although she didn't have lines, little Kirsten Dunst was all giggles and bouncy curls in her 1980s ad for microwavable scallop potatoes. That girl was everywhere as a child.
Yeah.
And a pre-Brady Bunch Maureen McCormick sang a little ditty with Poppin' Fresh in a 1960s commercial, while a young Drew Barrymore was also cheered up by Pillsbury's chocolate chip cookies after getting caught in the rain.
Aww.
Cute.
That is cute.
Well,
wow, this company is old.
Yeah, they are an empire for sure.
The Pillsbury Empire, and here we are today, still celebrating their goodness.
Still celebrating their goodness. Okay, I feel like that was way longer than I anticipated, so let's not read about Toll House cookie dough, because I feel like this is.
You could just link it
now.
in the bottom of the YouTube description if they want to read it themselves.
True, good idea. Future me, please remember to do that. and if I don't remember, I'm sorry if you're looking for it. Just Google history of Nestle Toll House and you'll probably find it and probably learn more than even I would have discussed here today at Snacktime. Well, Kevin, this has been a great time. here
As
today with
always,
you,
Michelle, as always. Wait. First off,
What?
we didn't
What?
talk about your favorite cookie
Oh,
texture. Girl.
I am the same. I mean, when you were talking, I was like, yes. Like, I want the best of both worlds. Like, I do love. Okay, the one thing I will say though is I don't really like just an all soft cookie.
Yeah.
Like, I veer towards crunchy and like basically most of my snacking tendencies. So I do love like a crispy, crunchy cookie, but I don't usually make cookies that are crunchy because I feel like, especially with break and bake, if it's just crunchy, then it's just burnt. Like,
100%.
you've got to
Or
have.
stale, like you left it out too long.
Yeah. So I feel like with break and bake, the happy medium with the crispy outside, the soft interior, it's a little bit gooey. If you're doing chocolate chips, the chocolate chips are just like perfectly melty but still intact. So there's still a little bit of a, not crunch, but like they
I'm like, hold.
yeah, they hold together. It's not just completely melted
Chocolate.
chocolate, which I feel like some people cook their cookies that way, and like sure, they're fine, but I like a little bit of a density to the chocolate pieces still.
Got it.
But yeah, I feel like I would usually go for a chocolate chip cookie just because it's like the balance of the chocolate, the vanilla-y cookie, maybe a little bit salty. But as far as like cookies for holidays, I tend to get the sugar cookies so that I can decorate them and put frosting and sprinkles.
100%. That makes sense.
Hundo P.
Yeah.
Well, any final thoughts, opinions, feelings about Break and Bake or Pillsbury or anything we discussed today?
I will say that I don't currently have break and bake cookies in my fridge right now, but I have learned the beauty as an adult of the freezer. And I have frozen cookie dough that I made myself and rolled into balls and then like just stick in the freezer. So I made my own break and bake.
Wow, DIY queen.
Yes, except for these ones are snickerdoodles. And so like they're just like cinnamon sugar cookies, but then you roll, like after you defrost them, you roll them in cinnamon sugar. So I have like a container that just has cinnamon sugar and you roll them in them and then you bake them and so good.
That sounds so yummy. I love
I'll link you the recipe later, but like it's so good. You just make the little balls and they store in the freezer for like 3 months.
Okay, freezing things is like my mom just made chicken enchiladas the other day, and we literally like we ate it and then just immediately froze it. So we're like, we probably like won't have it like leftovers in a few days, but especially right now.
Yeah, you don't want like
you're
the
not,
same meal
sharing
over and
food.
over.
Yeah. Like if we cook a lot and we're not going to eat it, just freeze it. It's amazing.
Yeah. The beauty of the freezer. The things you learn when you're an adult. Now I know why as a kid, my mom's like freezer was always just full. Yeah. It's like there's no room in the freezer for my ice cream.
Like an extra freezer in the garage?
No, we don't.
Okay, that's
game changer.
That's where we're at, and it's next level. I mean, I've had that my whole life at my parents' house, so it's like, when you go do those Costco runs, that's where it all goes.
Yep. But yeah. Thank you for having me, Michelle. This is so much fun as always.
Being here again. Snackers, thank you so much for listening. If you have a favorite, brand, flavor, cookie texture, and you want to share it with me, with Kevin, with the whole Snacktime fam, wherever you're listening to this, comment or go onto the Instagram at SnackTimePod and let us know your thoughts, opinions, feelings. Kevin, would you like to share where they can find you so they can see you? Like, I mean, I feel like on your Instagram stories, you often share like what you're eating.
That is true. I do send. Maybe I'll make a highlight of like the things that I make. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Kevin John Shazzy. So that's KevinJohnShazzy. I say Z because I live in Canada. I've lived here for 7 years. So wow. It's just second nature now. If you guys comment your favorite cookies on the Snacktime Pod, like post of it, maybe we'll sneak into the comments and reply, and you can find me there too. So maybe I'll do that. Michelle will just have to remind me. Just be like, hey, you said that you're going to comment.
People are
I'll probably
saying things, Kevin. Come. Okay, well, thank you again so much, Kevin. Always a pleasure to have you. Can't wait to have you again. We have so much more to talk about. And Snackers, again, thank you for being here. I hope you're having a great day and eat some great food. And I'll see you next time here at Snack Time.
Make yourself some break and bake cookies. Bye.